I'm here today to talk about my favorite and most used anxiety management technique, which is actually crazy simple for how well it works, although no one tool is going to fix all your problems. So if you're here thinking that's going to happen, sorry. But this one works really well for me for a lot of situations. And that tool is really simply this: one big, deep breath. That's all doing. We all need one. Let's go. One trick about the one deep breath, you want to breathe out slowly. Breathing in slowly, whatever your preference, but if you just breathe out more quickly, it won't work as well as if you let the air out slowly. I first learned this trick about, 9 years ago when I first started going to therapy, and I thought my therapist was crazy because I was having panic attacks several times a week, and I was way too anxious to even close to function in society because I was so socially anxious all the time. And she's just over here telling me to breathe, and I'm like, I have bigger problems than this, Nancy. You know what I mean? Like, I have bigger issues than this. But I started doing it. I started trying it. I didn't see results right away. This is not one of those, like, I tried it and it automatically worked. But over time, I started to see benefits. And over even more time, I started to do it without being completely consciously aware of I was doing it, because it's a very simple thing. Subconscious was able to figure it out and take over for me. So it works in a couple of areas. One way it works is when you get these little flashes of anxiety that could build and grow, or they could not. They could disappear when they're still small. That one deep breath, I take one of those when I feel like I get a little twinge, and it can take care of a little twinge and prevent it from getting big. Now, again, you might think like, oh, well, little twinges aren't my issue. My issue is the big stuff. Yeah, but those little things add up throughout the course of a day, and being able to handle those has actually made a lot of my life easier because I freed up mental energy to think about the big stuff. The other way that these are really helpful is for giving me kind of a second or two of relief. And then you use that second or two of relief to call upon your bigger tools, or your tools that work well for larger amounts of anxiety. Because honestly, when I start to get anxious, the more anxious I get, the worse I am at remembering what I can do to help my anxiety. This happens with other emotions too. The sadder we are, the worse we remember how to get out of our sadness, or the angrier we are, the worse we remember how to calm down. If you breathe, you get a couple of seconds to kind of get your ish together and figure out what you're going to do. And you see I'm doing it now because I'm nervous filming after I haven't in a while, and this is a new topic for me, but I am anxious about therapy. I have therapy coming up in about 20 minutes. And I know I got to talk about something that I'm really anxious to talk about. But like I can't avoid talking about it at this point. Like, it's not going to get any better unless I bring it up. And I'm nervous to go in and talk about it. So I took a deep breath. Second of clarity. Okay. I said, let me do a yoga video. That's 20 minutes, deep breath, movement, stretching. It'll feel good. And so I did. I put on Yoga with Adriene, and I did a 20-minute stress relief yoga flow. And it worked while I was doing it. But then I came right back when I was done. Once I started to feel it come back up again, it was another deep breath. And then I was like, okay, what can I do to help myself from here forward? And so I prepped for the therapy. So I got my weighted blanket out, and I'm going to have that kind of on my lap during the session because I know that's something that comforts me. I have a cup of tea right here. I was able to come up here and make a video, which is distracting me a little bit from how anxious I am about therapy, what I'm going to say in there. And so, it helped me plan my next move. And your next steps can be your things that work better for longer, or the things that are bigger, that you might not have thought to do otherwise. I didn't really see the value in that because it wasn't stopping the freight train of a panic attack or anything, but I know it's my most recently used coping skill. Again, sometimes without me even realizing I'm doing it. And what's funny is my boyfriend has picked up on it, and so when I take a deep breath, he'll kind of like nudge me, like, "Hey, you okay?" And it's like, oh yeah, I guess I was anxious back there. Like, I didn't even completely realize it because, again, with the really small anxiety flares, they do go away. That's all I really had to say today. It's a short and a sweet little quick tip about me and my anxiety. I haven't made a video in a while, but I am doing well. I'm just not knitting as much, and I decided to try branching out into talking about some other things because I also do other things with my life. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. My name is Megan. This has been a video I have made for you, and I will see you in the future. Bye!